Exactly, actually. So you've probably heard of EEGs, and EEG is the raw brainwaves going across the screen. That's like 19 brainwaves that people read those, just the raw. But we do that too, but we do QEEG, so it's quantitative EEG, where we compare one brain map to a database of hundreds of thousands, or I think only a million now. And all these, so we know what individuals with depression look like, anxiety look like, we know what head trauma looks like. So over this database, we compare their age, their gender, and we look to see, compared to this database, how they compare to everyone else. We know what peak performers look like. So we've taken all these different people and made a database out of it and compare it. So that's exactly how it works.
Mm-hmm. So then the person comes to you, you hook them up to this sensor.
So it's in the 19-point brain cap, kind of looks like a swimming cap. And people ask does it do anything? No, it's passive. It just reads your brain waves. It's funny because a lot of people think after it's done, wow, what'd you do? Well, nothing. Because most people aren't used to sitting still for that long. So I think something's going on. It's interesting. So we take the brain map. Usually take a couple days to process it. Depends. And then usually I can say pretty quick of what's going on with that person, with their brain waves. So for example, someone with ADD has high theta waves in their frontal cortex that can't really concentrate. Someone with head trauma might have delta waves, which is usually a sign of inflammation somewhere in their brain. Or Alzheimer's, that might be global delta waves. For someone with anxiety, they have fast beta waves in the back, or maybe fast waves in the front. Or someone has and a lot of these things are trauma responses. Some people's brains keep going, they can't shut it off, but this is a trauma response to avoid feeling. And there's different kinds of ways to block that trauma. So it's called perseverance in the field. So the mind keeps going, and for someone like that, we take a map, go, hey, it looks like you have a busy mind, you have perseverance going on. You feel that? Yeah. But some people are so disconnected with their feelings, they might not feel it. And hey, let's do some training and see how it goes. And so then we train the mind how to slow down. And sometimes it can be challenging because when the mind slows down, trauma can come up, but it also allows them that opportunity to work through that trauma. And neurofeedback in many ways is like plant medicines because there's not that emotional charge when working through trauma. It offers a really low impact environment to work through it. So the
neurofeedback is the training of the brain.
Yeah, so the neurofeedback is the training side. So I do the map, and then we do the training. And the training, there's many different ways to compare. There's all different analogies. I try to do the best ones because so many people have never even heard of this stuff. But it's almost like I'm a personal trainer for your brain, or your coach. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just showing your brain where to go. And the brain is a very intuitive, it's an amazing organ. It's really, when you start doing neurofeedback, you realize you have a mind within a mind because your brain does it itself. I'll show your brain where it needs to go, and consciously you don't even do it. Your brain does it all. And it's basically operant conditioning. We do a reward system, so it can be simple as a screen getting lighter or darker. Sometimes for children, they play games, it rewards them when their brainwaves in that state. And then you have the deeper states training. We might listen to music to meditate. And once you get that meditative brainwave, it rewards you, okay, then your brain goes, okay, that's where I want to go. It's like having a mirror in front of the brain for the first time in its life. So a brain that's dysregulated, a brain that's unhealthy, it wants to become healthy. So it'll naturally go to where it needs to go. And so much of what people deal with, I think there's different estimates, 40% or 60% of people with psychological problems, it's neurologically related. So so many people that try so hard to overcome their depression, it might not be your fault. It might be just your brain. And there's constant relation between the mind, the brain, who you are. There's no fixed divisions there. So that itself is fascinating. But it can allow people to become the best selves. I tell people, we can make any brain better, more efficient. We can help regulate it. And there's no upper limit either. So once your brain, say you can overcome your trauma, your depression, and then you can start working to higher spiritual states. You can train those as well.